here they are coming onto the racetrack. The horses for the 106th running of the Preakness Stakes in Baltimore. The sun, as we said, is shining, and it looks like everything's going to be beautiful. For one horse, for one owner, and for one trainer and one jockey, it will be more beautiful than for all of the others. Very soon we're going to have the playing of Maryland, My Maryland by the Baltimore Colts Marching Band, a group that's been in existence ever since the Colts started in the old All-America Conference just after the end of World War II. Maryland, My Maryland, of course, started as a German song, Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum, in a stakes race, but he ran a good race on Tuesday, and trainer J. William Boniface decided to enter this Maryland-owned horse in the Preakness. Let's take a shot at number 12 there, Top Avenger. He should be helping to set the pace, as he did, but they say he may lay off just a little bit more. And another look at Escambia Bay, ridden by Mario Pino. A broad shot at the panorama. And now the playing of Maryland, My Maryland.
The post parade, running number 1, A Run. The winner, or rather third in the withers, Frank Lovato Jr., is up, and his entry mate. And you've just heard from Larry Barrera, number 1A Flying NASHUA, with Cordero up. Questionable physical condition, but apparently still in the race. Determination of status once he's at the gate, to be made by Cordero. The two horses, Paristo, and the jockey is David Ashcroft. Double Sonic, there are the odds on Paristo. Double Sonic. I said Mr. Ricky might have called him an anesthetic athlete. They always expect more from him than he's thus far been able to give. Thus the terminology. Double Sonic. The next horse is PARTEZ, number 5. World-class jockey Sandy Hawley up. He finished third, you'll remember, made a great run for it in the Kentucky Derby. Wayne Lucas, the trainer, trained Codex to victory in this race a year ago. Then the speed horse, number 6, Bold Ego, trained by Jack Van Berg. Prayed for rain, my horse loves to dance in the dew, he said. Good speed horse. Current odds reflect the fact that he's light. And number 7 is Woodchopper. Eddie Della Houssaye up. Won the Louisiana Derby, second in the Kentucky Derby, third in the Arkansas Derby. Great late finishing horse. And then the number 8 horse. Little known about him. Hot, confident owners. Bare Knuckles, Richard Evans, the jockey. Then another speed horse. Number 9, trained by King Leatherberry. William Passmore, the veteran, is up. Number 10, you know about. Highland Blade, second in the wood. Rested, didn't race the Derby. David Whiteley, the trainer. He's the Tom Landry of the equine set. And Jacinto Vasquez, the jock. Then comes the favorite, the Derby and Wood winner, Pleasant Colony, Jorge Velasquez up. Great jockey. And then the 2 field horses. One possessed of speed, but Eddie Arcaro said he'll be rated today. Top Avenger, Randy Romero up. The odds speak for themselves. You bet Top Avenger, you also get Escambia Bay and a hot jockey down here, Mario Pino up. So there is your post parade as we get ready for the running of the middle jewel of the Triple Crown, the Preakness Stakes.
It does not lend itself usually to come from behind courses. The turns are tight, and front runners often win. But Johnny Campos said he would win the Derby. We asked him earlier if he thought he would for sure win the Preakness.
We know the winner of the Preakness. What was there to predict about? Trouble with these people around here, you know, Howard. They write everything you say. You gotta be a little careful, you know. This is only one time when I talk to you. These other nitwits around there get you in trouble.
Well, what do you predict?
Same finish as the Derby. Was it any different?
You don't see any new problems? Tighter turns, the structure of the track, and a still overcrowded field?
You make a great owner, you know. You got all the excuses before the race. And after the race, you're going to say, well, that's exactly what happened, what you're saying. No, you can't make any excuse for a good horse, Howard. He's the same horse he was for the Derby, going into the Preakness. There's no change. he gets beat, shame on him, but he shouldn't get beat. It's the same horse, the same, you know, he's a really good horse, this horse.
You anticipate him running the same kind of race from the rear coming up?
Not that far out of it, though. He had no choice the other day. He won't be that far out of it. He'll run the same kind of race he run in the Wood. Exactly. Be 8, 9, 10 lengths off it. And when he gets going, he'll get going. Now, you can't run... When you run a 21-horse field like that, Howard, it's a completely different race, you know. And then in the race there was 9 speed horses. So any jock that had a company behind him was trying to stay close to those 9 speed horses. You know, and speed comes back. Nobody steals a $100,000 race. Nobody.
Johnny Campo as bashful as ever. A look at the odds at this moment. The entry at 12-1. A-Run and Flying Nashua. Paristo 70-1. Double Sonic 70-1. PARTEZ at 7-1. Bold Ego, the speed horse, at 7-2, 3.5-1. Woodchopper, second in the Derby, you remember. Now at 4-1 for the Preakness. Bare Knuckles at 90-1. 38 paces. Maryland Own at 25-1. He's a speed horse, too. Highland Blade will come from behind, 8-1. Pleasant Colony still the favorite at 8-5. The field horses, Top Avenger, another of the speed horses, for 45-1, along with Escambia Bay. Now, the post positions, again, will not correspond with the saddlecloth numbers because of the entry here in the field horses. A-Run will be on the pole. Then Paristo, Top Avenger, Flying Nashua, Double Sonic, PARTEZ, Bold Ego. Then, number 8, Woodchopper. That's a number 8 post position. 9, Pole, Bare Knuckles, 38 paces. Highland Blade, the favorite in the next to the outside post position, Pleasant Colony, and Escambia Bay. Now, they will be able to use one starting gate. That's important. Here, it would be very, very tight if they had to go to a second gate. A gate only holds 14. Here is the purse situation. First prize of $200,800, then 40, 20, and 10. Total purse money of $270,800.
Paid his judgment, and Flying Nashua will be in the race. So you view that turn at the backstretch as the crisis point in the race.
No doubt about it, Howard. Up around the middle of this turn, it's a sharp turn anyway, and you're going to see a jam. We've got a good camera up there, up on a big high boom, and we'll get a good shot of it.
All right, A-Run went in. Now the number 2 horse goes in. And so we are approaching the start of the middle jewel of the Triple Crown before an all-time record crowd. And as Jim McKay has already indicated, an all-time record purse. And in the meantime, too, Eddie, what's your view of Larry Barrera asking Cordero to make the decision to exercise the option on the horse?
Well, Larry is a wonderful trainer, and he just shows has a lot of confidence in Cordero. He knows that Cordero would not ride this horse if he didn't think he was in good condition.
Okay, 8 went in, 7 before him, and one by one they go in what will be a field of 13 horses. There goes Highland Blade, trained by David Whiteley, whose dad had trained Damascus, which won this race. Pleasant Colony. Now let's go up for the call of the race to Dick Woolley.
Hello. This is Dick Woolley up in the starting gate, and they're moving into line. And that's on the outside, Pleasant Colony. Going into the starting gate, waiting on the outside, Escambia Bay, 13. He's in back of the starting gate. The assistant starters are now moving into line. Escambia Bay now going in, part of the field. They're all in line, becoming a 1/16th of 1. They're off. They break away on the outside. It's 38 paces going to the front. Bare Knuckles coming on. Down along the inside, Top Avenger. Then it's Bold. They come through the stretch for the first time. Bold Echo showing the way up on the outside, 38 paces. Down along the inside, Top Avenger. Between horses, A-Run. On the outside, Flying Nashua. Along the rail, Paristo. A gap of 3 more lengths. Bare Knuckles way on the outside. Then it's Pleasant Colony. A gap of 3 more lengths. It's PARTEZ on the outside. Then it's Highland Blade, Double Sonic, Woodchopper way on the outside, Escambia Bay. Down the backstretch, it's Bold Ego showing the way. 38 paces in second place. Paristo along the rail. Between horses, it's A-Run. Up on the outside, it's Flying Nashua. A gap of 3 more lengths. Top Avenger way on the outside, Pleasant Colony. Then it's PARTEZ, Double Sonic. Highland Blade. Along the inside, Bare Knuckles has Gambia Bay. They move on around the turn. It's Bold Ego showing the way. Down along the inside, it's Paristo in second place. Ranging up on the outside, it's Pleasant Colony. They come to the top of the lane. Pleasant Colony on the outside as they turn for home. It's Bold Ego down along the inside. Pleasant Colony on the outside, 38 paces. Down along the inside, it's Pleasant Colony.
Paristo, 38 paces, finished fourth. The winner, Pleasant Colony. He wins the Preakness and the Derby, goes on to the Belmont to try for the Triple Crown. Now back to Jim McKay.
All right, Pleasant Colony has won the second leg of the Triple Crown. It'll be on to the Belmont Stakes at 1.5 miles for him. It's still unofficial, of course, but Pleasant Colony has done it again. Second place, Bold Ego, the speed horse, who set the pace all the way. And in third place, a surprising third, Paristo, winner of the Tampa Bay Downs Derby and the Illinois Derby. The winner, again, is Pleasant Colony. Jorge Velasquez getting his first victory in the Preakness Stakes. And once again, unofficial, of course, until the board lights up and the prices are posted. As you can see, that has not happened yet. But the unofficial result there on the board, number 11 is Pleasant Colony, number 6 is Bold Eagle, number 2, Paristo, and number 9, finishing fourth unofficially, 38 paces. That's a big surprise. The Maryland-owned speed horse making a very good account of himself. Here they are at the head of the stretch, headed for home. Bold Eagle out in front. Remember, he led in the Kentucky Derby, but eventually finished 10th. This time he held his speed much better in this 1.3-16ths race, only a 1/16 of a mile shorter than the Kentucky Derby. Paristo is with him, but coming on the outside, Pleasant Colony, number 11, in those blue and white silks. You can see number 2, Paristo, on the rail. He seemed to be shut off a little bit, as a matter of fact, not illegally so, but he got a little pinch at the head of the top of the stretch there. Here, Pleasant Colony, though, making the same kind of a move, although a little bit later and a little bit tighter than he did in the Wood Memorial and in the Kentucky Derby, headed for the wire to take, as you will see, by a decent margin, the 106th running of the Kentucky Derby. At this point, however, he hasn't got the lead yet. It was still in doubt. Look at Velasquez giving him a beautiful hand ride, headed for home in the Preakness. Paristo beginning to fade on the rail, the number 2 horse there, but still in third place, and that's where he was destined to finish, again with 38 paces, picking up the fourth prize money in this richest of all Preakness Stakes. There it is, Pleasant Colony, the winner by just about a length over Bold Ego. Well, Johnny Campo has called it again.
Watch the horses.
A horse by His Majesty out of Sun Colony. And as they pose for the traditional still pictures, let's go to Howard and Eddie for a replay. Second, Bold Ego from New Mexico, 460 and 420. And the third place horse, Paristo, paying $17.80. And the fourth place, 38 paces, will get part of the prize money here, but he does not pay off to the bettors.
Colony getting off very, very slowly.
Well, he's not all that slow. Here's the jockey. Let him.
Oh, hey, come here.
Come here, right here.
Yeah. Describe your opening position and where you are now.
Well, I kind of got stuck a little bit and going to the first turn and the outside, so I had to pull up and drop in. Right then, I'm outside of Flying NASHUA, so I pull up and drop in and try to save a little bit of ground. And when we got to the backstretch, there was no way I could get through inside, so I had to come around and the outside fence like you know how I do it.
Okay.
And from the half-mile pole on, he was very strong. When we got to the stretch, the leader, he kind of got tough on me. He had plenty left and kind of gave me a hard time to the last 1/8 of a mile. Finally, my horse put him away at the end.
What
Hung on well, didn't he?
Yes, it did.
Bold Ego did, and Paristo ran amazingly well. But what you established here was the finishing kick of Pleasant Colony, because you had said you had him in hand when Woodchopper had closed on him in the Derby, remember?
That's right. What did Woodchopper finish?
I don't have the official order of finish yet.
He's still a nice horse. He's still a nice
Well,
horse.
if it ain't how it goes, how on?
The voice of Johnny Campo in the background. Coming into the stretch. Take over, Jorge.
Well, right there, I have a dead end on the leader, but I thought I was going to go by so easy, and when I put the stick on my horse, it's accelerating, and I couldn't go by the horse. I said, well, what's going to happen? So finally, the other horse gave up, and my horse was pretty strong. So I kind of pulled away at the end.
Game horse,
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Great racehorse. Don't everybody forget that.
He won by 3/4 of a length again, huh?
Ran fast.
Yes, he did.
You run real fast. You run as fast as you want the horse to run.
Johnny Campo in the background. Maybe he rode the horse, Jorge. We'll be right back.
Look at Pleasant Colony as he made his way through the field. But there it is, Pleasant Colony, Bold Eagle, Paristo, and 38 paces. Then PARTEZ, Highland Blade, Escambia Bay, the longest shot in the field, along with Bare Knuckles. Actually, Bare Knuckles was the longest shot because Escambia Bay was in the field. Double Sonic, Aaron back there, Woodchopper, second in the Kentucky Derby, 11th in the Preakness Stakes, Flying Nashua, perhaps his injury did hold him up, and Top Avenger finishing last. Once again, as in the Derby, he helped set the early pace and then faded way back. It's time now for the presentation. We're here with Herman Cohen, the president of Pimlico, Ben Cohen, the treasurer, Nathan Cohen, the vice president. John, come on in for a second. One thing, I have never heard you call this horse yet. You keep saying he's a real good horse. You've never called him. That's what I hadn't heard.
This is a great racer. He was 3/5 off the track record. And he was playing with these horses. He's a great horse. You'll see. He runs as fast as you have to make him run. If they run a mile-and-three-sixteenths 52, he'll run that fast. You just let him just turn his head loose from the quarter for the wire. He does it for fun. He's just toying now. You really gets good. He's playing with these horses. That's yet to come. Just a genuine racehorse. I mean, we had one character say Secretariat was good and Bull Wagon to beat this horse. Huh? I'll tell you what, I'll match this horse with any good horse that's ever been around. This horse does it for fun. He may not look like he's doing something like him, but where they go long and further. This is one of the greatest racehorses that ever been in the United States. Listen to what I tell you, because I've been around some good horses. I run a horse called Buckfest, which is a great horse.
Right.
This horse is just, when this horse gets beat, I'll tell Mr. Evans when he gets beat. I told Mr. Evans again, he won't get beat today. This is a great, and people should give Mr. Evans credit and the horse. Don't worry about John Campo, because this horse is a great racehorse. Mr. Evans is great for our business.
One quick question.
Yeah.
Short answer.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea who's going to win the Belmont Stakes?
Yeah, Pleasant Colony.
Okay. Thank you very much, John. And thank all of you. By the way, we did lose audio at the end of the race. As I'm sure you noticed, the entire sound system of the racetrack went out. It was as simple as that, and we're sorry it happened, but we think you do know by now who won the 106th running of the Preakness Stakes.
Oh, you take over, Johnny.
Well, I told George, just let him break out and get a position with him. And he did, and he had a lot of speed to his horse because he's been doing real good. And he lay closer, just like we wanted him to lay close.
Number 11, of course.
Right, number 11, of course, right. And Georgie saved some ground going to the first turn, and he got hung out a little bit on the outside. Outside of him.
Keep that mic close to your mouth, Joe.
I will, Howard. And Georgie's just sitting on him, give him a little chance going on turn, but he got taken out a little bit. The Flying Nashua took him out, but didn't mean to do much. And he's just sitting on him. He's just taking his time with the horse. He was a little closer than he probably should have been, but you couldn't help it. Everybody said his horse couldn't stay close. But between Velasquez and Campo, we kept him close, and he won. Everybody said he got to come from 18 lengths out of it. You don't have to come from 18 lengths out of it. You position a horse where you want to position him if he's a great racehorse and a good racehorse. And this horse is a great racehorse and a good racehorse. So you can't make any excuses. And he drew number 12 post. And there's only 3 horses ever done in history. They tell me this now. He's the 3rd. So apparently he must be a good racehorse. Now I have to say great this time, because he does it for fun. The only thing I feel bad for my man Vanberg, but I warned him up front. I was going to get him the last part of it.
Now, look at him move, Johnny. Passing on the outside. Now, moving up rapidly, making his move, but Bold Ego and Jack Van Berg's horse hanging on. And Jorge admitted earlier that there was a moment of doubt in his own mind as he came down the stretch, because Bold Ego showed so much gizzard.
Well, I guess the speed did help Bold Ego on the race. But Velasquez only rode this horse twice, so he don't know too much about him. Only Campo does. But I guess he knows about him now, that it doesn't make a difference where he puts him or what he does with him. But watch here what he does. Now he toys. Yeah, now he starts going away, right?
Well,
now what's he going to do?
That's when...
Now what he starts doing. Now look what he's doing now. Now look what he's doing. Now look what he's doing. How far? Now look. Now he's standing up on before the wire. I guess you must be all right, this horse, eh?
Well, you made a couple of essential points, Johnny. The first, the horse was closer, which you had predicted before the race in our interview. And second, he showed great finishing power, nobody closing in on him the way Woodchopper did. Pleasant Colony, a great performance. Did win this one going away. Showed enormous staying power. And as Campo noted, Pleasant Colony was better placed in the earlier going as he had expected. Those were the two essential points he made.
All right, Howard, now we're...
Tremendous horse race, Jim.
Just terrific, wasn't it? It was really exciting and beautifully run. We have an isolated view here where, Eddie, we might be able to see what happened to Woodchopper. He will be number 7. He's behind the 4-horse. You can't see his number, right in the middle there.
Who is that horse on the outside of it? Oh, the 9-horse. The 9-horse is the one that shut him off. 38 paces. No, it's not the 9-horse, it's the 5-horse.
You think it's the 5-horse? That would be Partez.
The 5-horse, as he was going by him, Jim, shut him off, and you can see he's really in trouble and is pulling him up. He just has no chance. If he ever did have a chance, he really got dead stopped.
And standing astride the mount.
He stood up on him and just flat pulled him up. He had to.
That's why he finished 11th. Flying Nashua, quite clearly in retrospect, should not have run.